All right, man. So Cam Newton is a New England Patriot. As far as I can see, it's like a very bare minimum deal, but there's a bunch of incentives in there, so he can earn a lot more money. What's wild to me is that a player of Cam Newton's caliber took this long to find a team. Like, why did it take Cam this long to find a team? Cam Newton this long to find a team. You know what I think helped him? I think these workout videos that I have playing behind me, he was posting these workout videos on his social media the last handful of months. I feel like they helped. They definitely didn't hurt. I feel like they helped. He's only 31 years old. If he feels older than me, and that just means that to me that he's been in the league so long and has done so many great things. He feels like he's older than 31. I don't know why it took so long for him to find a team. And it just also, like, if you read the articles, it's like they're written as like he has to go to New England and compete for the starting quarterback position, which, you know, I'm not sure if you looked at the QBs currently on the Patriots roster today, but I'll just say it's not a lot of names that I'm familiar with. I'll just say that. I'm going to assume he's going to start week 1, but he's got to replace Tom Brady, so he's got 2 strikes against him. High expectations in New England. And I think he'll be on a short leash. I think if he messes up early, they're going to yank him for one of those guys that I'm not too familiar with. But forget football, man. Forget all that football-y X's and O's stuff. Listen, I'm here to be entertained. I'm here for the show because I can't remember a bigger mismatch, a bigger like cultural mismatch between a quarterback and a team that he's going to. I can't remember it. Yeah, the Patriots have brought in other guys who you thought that perhaps they didn't fit the quote Patriot way, but those guys weren't quarterbacks. I'm talking about a quarterback. This is like the biggest mismatch that I can remember in a long time because like the Patriots, the last 2 decades, they've been a very boring, stale franchise. They've won, all right? Yeah, they've won a lot. I'm not talking about that. But in terms of just entertainment, which I know is not as important as winning, I get it. But they've lacked in that, that department of entertainment. They're boring and they're stale. And, Cam Newton is anything but boring and stale. He's just an interesting cat. Cam is like Cam Newton is the only reason that your little cousin right now in 2020 still does a dab. Cam Newton is the only reason that your little cousin even knows what the dab is. I mean, if I'm being honest, Cam Newton is what introduced me to the dab, and that says more about how old I am. He's just an interesting guy. Like, you remember, like, about maybe 5 years ago, he was in a press conference, and he said, the term this, that, and the third. And, like, it made headlines because, like, so many people had never heard of anybody saying this, that, and the third, which to me is crazy. It is 7:56 a.m. right now as I sit down and talk to you, and I've said this, that, and the third like 12 times today. It was wild that some people, one, that people never heard that term, and 2, it was like a headline. It was like articles were written about the fact that he said this, that, and the third in a press conference. If you're not familiar, it means like nothing. It's just like a little throwaway line in the middle of what you're saying. But Cam Newton said it, and it made headlines. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, these are just like small examples, but like that's what, the excitement he brings to a team, and I think needs, some kind of excitement, especially since Tom Brady just left. But like, aside from all that, can you imagine? I'm going to assume, because this is 2020, that they're not going to have an introductory press conference for Cam Newton because it's 2020, social distancing, all that good stuff, right? But can you imagine what the intro press conference would look like? Because you would have Bill Belichick walking in looking like this. And then a few seconds later, you would have Cam Newton sitting right next to him looking like this. Like, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like, that's what I'm here to see. I hope he shines in New England on the field. I know he will. But I'll be completely honest, man. I'm here for the show.